Hey guys, what's up? Beast from Beast Toys here coming at you today. Gonna do an opening of a Frag Viper. Just got this in, G.I. Joe classified Frag Viper. Got this in yesterday from Amazon. Actually been out camping. There's a local lake close by and camping, so I happened to be home. We had ball games. My kids had ball games really late last night, so we didn't go back to the campground. We just came home. And so these were here. Couldn't resist. I've already opened one. Couldn't help myself. I got a few extra. So we'll start by showing he is 153. Looking good. We have we're on the other side of 150 and moving, right, with classified. So I'd say we're gonna hit between 150 and probably 180 this year. By the end of this year, I would be guessing. So that being said, that's the side artwork, of course. The other side, always get that QR code and stuff. I've been messing with that QR code since early in the beginning. I really should do that and see what happens. I don't remember. It's maybe give stats or something. Here he is inside, but we're gonna get him out. Digging the artwork on the back though, and I've got to think. When you look at this artwork in the back, I'm going to try to keep the glare off. What do you see? You see some kind of dragon statue, right? Is that what that is? So my assumption, and I'm pretty sure I'm right, because when you do see Frag Vipers in the G.I. Joe cartoon, the only one time that I can remember it was Operation Dragonfire. That's right. So I think this artwork is representing Operation Dragonfire. Because again, I really don't, and I didn't read all the comics hardly at all. I mean, I read them in the beginning. I hit the first, I dabbed a bit in the first 100 or so of the Marvel. I think it was Marvel originally. And, I got one here and I got one about every 15 to 20. I'd go, there was a town over, had a grocery store that had a comic stand, just one of those turning comic stands in the middle of an aisle. And I'd always go there and beg my dad to buy me a $2 comic or whatever it was back then, 99-cent comic. And I got it most of the time. I got it, but yeah, I know. I wish I'd have went in there. If I'd have lived in that town, I'd have went in there every week or whatever. How often they got them and bought them. It'd been like me going uptown where I live here now. I don't live in this town where I grew up, in the town I grew up in, going uptown and getting ball cards like I used to at the little grocery store there. Unfortunately, they didn't have a comic stand. I wish they did. If they would have, I'd have got all that. So anyway, but back to this Operation Dragonfire. You get well, I gotta open him up and get him out and show him off before I start describing the pieces. I'm gonna say you get two faces here. Basically, you get this funky white face zombie looking guy. Part of me thinks you can pair him up with the mole rat by the looks. But here's the interesting part. Talking about the mole rat, isn't there some kind of talk about like some Dark Energon crossover or something with that figure, sort of particularly that figure, and maybe another one or two in there, something. At any rate, you gotta think, Mole Rats have been out for what now, 2 years? They were 94, so quite a while back. Walmart exclusive. You can still, I think, grab those for a decent price, maybe not even full price, or they still may be available. I don't remember. I think Pulse still has them. Anyway, yeah, I really like the side artwork on this guy. I had one of these. I think I still have mine. I still have my original one. Of the few that I kept a lot of Cobra figures is what I kept. I'd bend these while I'm talking. Check them out. Yeah, his knee joints are pretty good. I noticed that on my other one. And the arm joints weren't too bad either. So he's got some, I'll show him here. Show him here in a second. Let me get his, I just like to get these straight because I like them a certain way in particular, I guess. Anyway, so I noticed he has it's like a blast guard. Here, I'll show him off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here he is, just base figure. And notice the right arm. This is where you'll put the grenade thrower. This arm, he's got, you know, some an arm guard and a bicep guard. This is a blast guard, maybe. So for a minute, I thought, when I first opened the one yesterday, I thought this was a separate head. Actually, it is not. It's just a helmet you can pop on place. And it looks, I'm telling you, it looks really good. Here he is with this helmet on. It looks really good. You run that wire back to his backpack, which we'll get to that in just a second. 2 Uzis, I believe, if I remember correctly, he came with 2 Uzis. Those I probably don't have. Some of my smaller pieces I know I've probably lost over time. Yeah, his Cobra logo, Sigil, I guess you call him, is on this sash that goes around. So I know obviously on the original that's not a loose piece, but this piece can be taken off if you really wanted to. I guess they didn't find a good place to put his logo like on his original version, his 3 3/4, but you probably could have kind of maybe put it up here, tucked it up here if you really wanted to, or actually could put one on his sleeve. But I guess you wouldn't quite get the original type look you're going for if that's the case. So that's why I guess we got the sash instead. So now the part that gets me is there are no grenade loose. You get this, okay? This is gonna go in here, obviously. So we're gonna put the backpack on. The sash can get in the way of the backpack, and it does limit its being able to push up against the body as much. So I'm trying to find where this thing goes in. What did I do with my other one? Oh. Well, my other one's already dolled out, so I'll stand him up while I'm fixing mine up. If he don't fall over. There's my other one. Okay, I was right in my assumption. So plug his breathing tube, whatever you want to call it, plugs in up here. Then there's a whole giant hole. That's for our grenade launcher. So that's what's really neat about this. You got this giant grenade launcher, which this is kind of tricky to get on his arm. I am going to have to move him now because I know I will knock him over. It's tricky to get on his hand. And you're like, or why, you want to think, why is that? Well, here's the interior. It's got a bar, and it's got a clasp down here, sort of, that goes over his hand. So you basically slide it over his hand. That's the tricky part. Just kind of, you gotta get through that clasp and then get it up in there. And then getting it attached to his hand, attached or gripping the bar. Well, here's the deal. That one, I didn't get that far with him. I think it's hard to get this hand tucked even in here, by the way. And I'm going to try to use a bit of my plastic, not something to force it too much. But see, like this one, I'm not getting it on there. That one, I think like his front finger or his thumb hooked a little bit on it. This one, he's not wanting to get in there very well. I think it's a matter of I'm going to forcefully push it in there. And then now, yeah, we've kind of got it. It's not great, but it's on. And that's where I'm at with this thing. So here, now you put this on. And then the last fun part of this, see, I don't know if you can see that. His fingers aren't over the bar, like, you know, gripping it. Like if I was gripping it, the bar. They're not over it. It's not easy. It could be done. I'm going to say it can be done. with the right tools to make it work without breaking his fingers or something, or tearing his fingers. I've done that once or twice. Luckily, out of the few thousand, probably a couple of thousand Black Series and Joes that I have total, I've only managed to tear fingers on 1 or 2 figures. I can think of one off the top of my head, but I feel like there's at least more than one. But after that, no, there's not. Okay, so anyway, we're not going on to do that. This is a very good figure. I know Big Nerdy on Nerdzoic does like an end of the year, and I think Viper Island does an end of the year. I'm trying to get people who I know do like figure of the year stuff. I'm telling you, this guy's I think this is a top 3 figure by the end of the year. Just based off the equipment, the look, the design. I feel like they did a great job. I really like it. So the last piece of this puzzle is, here's your one grenade that's loose with the little smoke effect coming off. There are holes. You see those 2 holes, so you can adjust this however you want. You can set it back a ways, or you can get it way out like it's coming out. And it has a little notch on it. A little notch up there. There it is. And it just pops into the hole. I wanted to say perfectly, but it's not getting in there very well. I bet if I moved it down to the bottom one, it would. That one is. So see, you can kind of pose him like this, throwing it, or you can sidearm that. You can do a little baseball sidearm. But either way, it's pretty cool. That one's tucked in a little bit lower. I feel like the one down towards the bottom is actually fits better. Yeah, it fits better, and it gives more stability up here with that being a longer curvature piece. Gives a little more stability where you can do it and it won't pop out so easy. So, all right. Well, there we have it, guys. There's your Frag Viper review, unboxing / review. I feel like this one's leg's a little bit off compared to that one. This one's not standing very well. Not sure. I noticed on occasion with some of these figures, Joe's Black Series, that occasionally you get them and you just can't get their feet and their legs to stand perfect. As good as it's going to get, and that's where I'm leaving it. And yeah, we're just passing the 13-minute mark anyway. So that's it for the Frag Viper. So again, I like this one a lot. Pretty pleased. I got 6 total. I got a couple more to open down there. I think what I'll do is I'm going to keep one in a box, but I think out of the 6, 4 are going to look like the regular, like this one, and then 1 I'm going to leave with the mask off, and he'll be our ringleader, right? So that's how we'll do that. We'll keep him with the mask off, give him the pale face zombie look, whatever you want to call it. All right, guys, anyway, that's it. Frag Viper in hand, there it is. Good looking figure. Go get them. I don't think you're going to catch these on sale anytime soon anyway. Maybe in a year or so when we get other figures down the road, if they're still sitting in somebody's stock, you might be able to grab these for 20 or so at that point in time. But otherwise, you might as well buy 1 or 2 outright right now if you want to. But again, I like the figure a lot. I'm very pleased with the looks of it. The nostalgic look for the original to me looks pretty close to spot on. Just a very improved 6-inch version, which looks great. So again, just my opinion, but hey, just you're here looking. If you're here looking and seeing, you can kind of get an idea. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it. That's him in a nutshell. Whole geared up, looks great all around. Like him, good looking figure. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to get notifications of my videos. And as always, guys, with Frag Viper, thanks for watching. I'm Beast and Beast Toys. We'll see you.